They're not in there anymore.
What is this?
This is a crystal.
What is that for?
This is a crystal too. Energy.
Wait, why?
Hello. Oh, shit.
Why
I'm breaking
is-
stuff.
Why is this blue?
I don't have my SIM card, so I'm using this really cool. I look really weird. Whatever. I'm using this really cool phone until I get my damn SIM card. I was asked to come and do. Give me that, please. Thank you. A video because, for lack of better words, on the YouTube, it's time to pay attention. But you know, in life, when you're struggling with something and people just tell you to be positive and you want to punch them in the face, there is a lot of power in that one positive thought every morning, that 1, 2, or 3 things that you write down that you're grateful for really does enhance your mind and your brain. Some of you guys feel like you're stuck at the moment, and that's because you need to find a sense of balance. Some of you guys are going to be really surprised maybe when you get to know this person. I feel like some of you guys are going to meet someone that like literally balances you out. So there's a family of, I don't know, it's a child. They play a sport. It's not really telling me what sport, but they're little and they're psychic, but there also might be some type of abuse going on in whatever sport they play. So it's important to talk to them when they're little, and so you can be proactive, because we've got so many fucked up people because we were never taught how to heal, and then that turns into, you know, some weird fetishes, and the list goes on and on. But the most effective thing that I've heard, even for adults, is hypnotherapy, because it's a part of your brain that is always active, but it's not something you think about. It's something that you bury. But then, you know, unbeknownst to you, you still carry. So just say like it's a hard drive for a computer. Those memories, every picture, everything is still being stored in a place that is basically buried by your ego. And a lot of us have it. But what I want you guys to remember, especially if you're a Cancer or a Libra or a Sagittarius, is everything that you've been through. Your strength, your patience, your confidence in the face of whoever, you know, because some of you guys are kind of maybe unsure. You don't really trust in your intuition, but at the same time, you're powerful and you're wise. It's time for humanity to move forward in better energy. It's time for us to renew some fossil fuels as well as our damn selves, okay? Looking at what is the table with the different colors for the acid level, either in the body or whatever. Yeah.
I'm not doing that. No.
It's like you're still being given a choice, but my guides want me to organize the people that are on my side, and I think that it's important to know that there's justice and truth, but it's also a time for discernment, and there's also a time to start to care more about the things in our life, especially the animals in this country that have been treated horribly and pushed to the point of extinction. I don't think people realize where we come from and how much alike we are, even down to plants and things like that. Really, no one put it together that everything's connected, and just because they're an animal doesn't mean they don't have a soul. And so if they're tortured and we're eating that, that's kind of going into our bodies. And given the information and the shit that's going on right now, it's just not it's not a time to continue the ways of the past. I think that this definitely is a crossroad. This definitely it's a time to look into genetics. It's a time to look into some of you guys have some really shady people around you that you can't even see, but your ancestors do, and they want you to either love yourself or love other people or let people love you. They want you to take care of yourself, figure out what makes you happy and commit to that, because you have the right values and stuff in your life, and you're going through a transition. Some of you, stop, put it down. Along with intelligence comes activity, especially at a time where we are sitting a lot. We know what happens to the muscles and stuff when we're not moving around very much, right? My fat ass is about to do some exercises up in here. Who's gonna stop me? You know what I mean? It even got to the point, and I'm gonna be honest, where I was sitting here and I freaked out a little bit, and I'm like, I need a fucking weapon and I need to go. Like, I just wanted to leave really bad. And I kind of want a dog, but I can't have one. I mean, I have a shit ton of kids. They're basically dogs, but I don't even know how to shoot a gun. That's what I was going to say. I don't even know how to put a bullet in a gun. I didn't want to take in Minnesota, I don't know where you guys are from, but you can do snowmobile safety, and then you can do whatever the gun one is, and you have to have those big shotguns. And first of all, I didn't want to look stupid in front of people and have like it kick back in my arm, because I heard it hurts really bad. And second, I wasn't about to shoot a deer, so I don't have a problem with hunters. I'm not one of those people, but I can't shoot them. I feel bad. Someone's pregnant that they need to talk to somebody about it. Someone is not taking care of themselves and they're pregnant. There's going to be random messages, because that's how it is. You should hear my brain. You should be inside this motherfucker. Someday all the rambling is going to make sense. It's just going to click to you guys, and you're going to be like, God damn, I love that Emily chick. She's so great. You know, because we out here, you know what I'm saying? Basically looking like a dude, but I was cute for like 2 solid days, and I'm basically a dude the rest of the days of the week. So if you can't hang, I don't really care. You know what I'm saying? I didn't even want to do a video, but apparently the people, someone needed to hear something. Did I tell you guys to go take a screenshot of the community section of my channel? If I didn't, I think I did. If you're an Aquarius or a Taurus, you need to watch your temper and start listening to your intuition more, because you have a choice at this point, and you know how you guys express yourselves sometimes. One of you would put yourself in isolation, and one of you will like snap the fuck out. I don't know what that is. Your ancestors are telling you it's not going to end well, and you know what that means. Like it wouldn't go in your favor. Okay, so chill out a little bit. It was a friend of yours, but at the same time, something to do with social media. People are talking about it, as well as this person was intimidated by you. This person wanted to be like you. They wanted what you have, and there was a trade made, maybe, and something to do with the job. Prosperity comes in many different things, you can have everything. You could write a 10-year plan down, and you could have everything that you wanted on your list, and then we would start all over, because when we get the things that we think that we want, then it starts over, right? Either way, you're going to have blessings. It is a time of isolation. It is a time to get organized. It is a time for some people to work from home and be creative, but also there's a lot of healing that needs to be done. And I think that, I don't know who's getting engaged or why they're showing that to me. Could be a Virgo, Sagittarius, Leo. Have faith in your relationship, whoever that is, because this person is going to be honest with you. They need a little bit of encouragement. I feel like they need to be like reassured. You know what I mean? I look weird on here, but I don't care. You guys need to know you're protected. You guys need to know that if you knew who walked beside you, never fear of what was ahead of you. And the people, everybody has their days, and we're going to, because that's just how it goes. This is something we've never been through before. You know, there's been a lot of suffering, and there's been a lot of inner perceptions of ourself that we've channeled, we've listened to. Social media is not helping anyone. There's some type of fish here, like a sunfish, for somebody. Stop eating them. Some of you guys are really good teachers. You have a really good intuition, and you're connected, and you have a lot of gifts and abilities, but it's like you judge yourself, like you don't remember that you could do this on your own, that you didn't come into this world with fear at all. It's a construct. It's a illusion. It's a sport for some. And I think that it's time to have that ability to discern the truth and the fiction. It's the time to devote ourselves to our vision that we have for ourselves. It's time for us to uplift humanity as a whole, our friends, our followers, our pets, getting together with people that are on the same level. It's okay to actually have, love and feelings, or maybe just admit that you have a heart. You know what I mean? I think that there has been an idea or a perception of what a man should be, of what a woman should be, and that's something that some people just aren't, and you don't have to be that. Some of you guys have more power in caring for people than you do, gossiping. Like, there's like a little bit of a, some of your anxiety comes from the shit around you. There's going to be some of you guys that are going to be seeing some things that it's going to trip you out, and it's okay. You're okay. I think that when they say that people that are raised on survival don't really know how to love, it's true, because they protect themselves to the point where that's something that they had to do. But they also believed the negative shit about themselves, and they don't feel like they're strong enough. They don't talk about certain things. Someone needs to move away from a certain situation, because your independence in a different situation, like, there's too much going on where you're at, and start eating more green vegetables for whoever that is. Please start taking care of yourself. Please start paying attention to your health. Please stop paying attention to our kids. Let's devote more time to our kids and their health, and start making smoothies in the morning. That doesn't hurt them, I like the ones at Walmart. There's probably a lot of sugar in them, but there's vegetables and fruit in them, and my daughters drink them. And then start putting some of these herbs in there. You can get the powder form of some of them, but let me tell you, every single one on that list is pretty good. Some of you guys literally are being abused by somebody, or something to do with cuts. It's like some type of accident, and you're kind of a sensitive person. Maybe it was something to do with your throat or your heart or something. You have like something going on, or I don't know, if it affects your emotions, and I don't know where that came from. But maybe you're afraid of something, or maybe you need to know that you're protected. Maybe you need to understand that the journey of 1,000 miles starts with a single step, and it's time to not stay stagnant in that area anymore, because maybe you taking the initiative will have your guides take the initiative to help you. I think that they're here, they do protect you, but they also want you to start remembering who you are, where you came from. That death doesn't stop anything. That doesn't... Some of us have gained more wisdom, you know what I mean? There's blessings, there's vitality, there's freedom. There is a perception that needs to change, and there's a journey, but there's also endings that needed to happen, basically, and it's a part of a plan. But it's also a time to draw that line in the sand. And I'm not talking about race, I'm talking about the people that are actually willing to do the work on themselves and change, and the people who are going to stay and do the same thing that they've always done and stay in that energy. For the people who aren't afraid of me to tell you, you know, your truth and probably the shit that you don't want to hear, there's hope, there's progress. Some of you guys need to there's something to do with maybe cancer. Someone's child had a cancer, or they do have cancer, but at the same time, you don't have to do the treatments like that are being done. There's a lot of problems, there's a lot of challenges, but there's also a lot of like shit that we're not noticing because things are distorted. And when they tell you that it's a lockdown and you should stay in your house, it's probably better that you do that, because let's just say it's for a reason, and it's for your protection, because there's a lot of things that you either do or don't know right now, and there's a lot of uncertainty. There's things are going to be discovered. We're going to figure it out, but you can't let fear in. There's truth here too. It's time to think of success. Think of that this is a time of health, this is a time of healing, this is a time of gaining knowledge, maybe studying. Some of you guys are really big into philosophy, or you will be. Some of you guys are healers. Some of you guys, this is something you wanted to do, but you just didn't believe in yourself. You have had a lot of choices. I think that when we have a death in our family, that makes us automatically scared of it, because I remember the first time I saw someone dead, I was like 6, and I didn't really know. I think that it's a hollow feeling. It's just like, there's no words to describe it. It's just like, it's so not ending. You don't really get the closure you wanted, and I don't think that person ever left your side. They could talk to you all the time. They were sick. They had some problems, and it was time for them to go. If you got them flowers, they really appreciate you. They think you deserve, you know, to move that wheel of fortune in your favor, and stop giving into the temptations and the addictions, and realize who you are and be happy, because you'll be together again. Holy shit, I was gonna almost cry. I'm not gonna cry, but you know, they say that laughter is the best medicine. Sometimes you're not gonna feel like it, but I don't know if you guys like comedy, or like whatever makes you laugh or smile, something, a show, put it on so that you can have that visual, because we've been watching some things that have put us in a place of not good. And I have to say things in a different way, but there's just been a lot of unconscious things that have been going on for a long time. And it's time for the truth, but it's also time to not repeat the same shit. Learning and educating ourselves. Some of you guys need to write a letter, you need to write a message. Your ancestors, they think that there's something with your anxiety, is something you need to take care of yourself, because you need to find this balance and harmony in your life. They leave you gifts, or they gave you gifts, something to do with the past. It's like a gentle energy. I don't know if it's a grandmother or like a mother, aunt. It's like she's really happy, she's really sweet, I don't know. She's smiling, but they've always respected your truth that you carried and your light, and it's like your courage that no matter what happened, you didn't care. It's like you didn't fear anything. And we need to go back to that place. Like I said, none of us walked into this earth with fear. It was something that was taught, something that we watched on a television, and something we saw. And stress is a really big killer in our lives. But at the same time, we need to remember that just because things are a certain way right now, that you could still be successful. That maybe you need to remember who the fuck you are. Maybe you need to be aggressive in some instances to get the balance you want in your life. That some of you guys have the power to uplift other people, and in turn that will uplift you. You never really wonder why so many people are miserable, because they are, keeping things to themselves, and they're thinking about things, and they're talking about people. But you'd be surprised, like, if you were to reach out a hand to someone around you, someone is struggling, someone maybe isn't in the right energy, maybe they're in a low vibe. But it's like, let's do some research too. Some of us need to start gardens. Some of us need to listen to our intuition when it comes to expression, when it comes to imagination, when it comes to the sun, artificial or not. And there's a lot of intensity here, but there's a pregnancy energy where I think that stress induced something. Maybe someone lost a child. I don't want to be this person, but that child wants to come back. So I think that they will, but I don't know in what form, if that makes any sense. Someone wants you to know that something was an accident, and they wish they didn't fight with you so much. And they always admired how you thought about things, and your passion, and how you expressed your feelings. Yeah. They wish that they could go back and start over with you, like to take better care of you, to see you grow, and to solve your guys' problems, or teach you how to make choices, or teach you how to commit to someone because it's like we kind of copy what we see in our lives, and they want you to know, like, your strength and the family lineage for you. You're meant to be so much more, but they never really told you. They were never able to talk about it. Some of you guys were adopted. Maybe you're going to be finding out that. But there's some enlightenment here for people. And what are you doing? Leave the bed alone. It's time to try to stay in a good spirit. Take care of your mental health. Think outside the box, because there's some pretty intense shit going on right now. But there's also a need to get into better routines, especially at home. That maybe karmic things can be cleared without going back and doing the same shit. That you need to own your power, commit to your power. Start writing stuff down if you don't communicate, because you need to progress somehow. And I don't know if it's your feelings or your thoughts. When you get stressed, when you have that anxiety, if you don't talk to people, write it down, get it out somehow, whatever creative way that that means. Some of you guys just need to go outside and take a walk or move your body around and stop, please. You need to go watch your movie. Take care of yourself, and let's start speaking the positivity into the universe, even if it's not here. That we can have hope, that we can progress, that we have choices, that we're still learning, that there's appreciation here, even though there's uncertainty, that health is a big factor and spirituality is important, and our children are our future and they need some attention right now. The isolation isn't a bad thing, to be honest, because there's some things we're missing we didn't know about, and we're going to be learning about it. And let them be kids, let them be free, encourage them, teach them independence and how to devote themselves wholeheartedly to something that they like to do, that they don't need the approval of anyone around them. Teach them compassion. Let's not repeat the same things that we went through. Let's stand in determination and self-discipline and courage and find our vision. Let's teach ourselves, let's teach each other that there's nothing that we can't get over, because let's face it, some of us have already kind of walked through hell. We might as well dance in it, you know? That the sun, you know, rises and sets to a new day regardless of what you go through. And there can be a renewal of things that we've lost, and you know, there's a promise of things being replaced that are way better than what you've lost. And don't listen to the negative energy. There's a lot of confusion around some things, but let me tell you that there's also a lot of energy being manipulated, and it's strong. And we need to be proactive. For some of you, it's going to trigger either crying like me, or anxiety, or your temper, or you're going to trip out, maybe some of you. Just know that justice is coming into this, but your ancestors want you to pay attention to the example that you're giving other people, especially children, and that there's things you don't know, and there's lots of messages and books, and you guys don't even know how intelligent you are and how strong you are. So it's time to forget what you've been told about any kind of illness or mental health diagnosis, or past feelings where you got your heart broke, where someone cheated on you, or whatever that is, and know that things can start over. If it's a blank slate, we don't have to go back and relive those memories. We can transition through them, and you might just surprise yourself of who you actually meet, that you can have the love that you want, you can get the ring, you know, that you're not going to die, that you'll be successful, that you are protected, that there's harmony through conflict. But we need to have more compassion, and we need to bring some kind of order to ourselves in our own lives before we can start on any other part, you know. And there's a lot of wisdom around you. But there is also some things that need to end, and know that maybe some things or people aren't going to walk with you on your journey, but you can still encourage people. You can still be honest, and be the friend you never had, be the partner you never had, be the parent you never had, because it's time to let the old go. You know, Tupac said the old ways weren't working, so we did what we had to do to survive. I think that we need to forgive our parents, especially our mothers. We need to let it go. You need to tell that person you have feelings about them and that you got them a ring, because they don't know like how you feel. All you do is work and you don't tell them anything. I don't think this person has any idea, whoever this is. They feel like you talk to other people on social media, or that you are going to do something that you did in the past or something. And I just feel like there's some type of past energy that it's time to let go, so we can have healthy relationships, so we can move in better energy. And some of us need to learn how to be on our own and teach our kids independence. Some of you guys are going to adopt a child and then get pregnant. So don't be stressed out, because you're going to be surprised. It's time to have confidence in yourself and just know that for some of you, that your kids are going to be fine if you're not here, you know, that they're protected. But I think it's time for a like minds to get together, if nowhere else than in a quarantine. Strength is in knowledge, but it's also in encouragement, and it's it's also in making things new. You need to hold on a second, please. So let's devote ourselves to our own vision. Care about yourself more so you can care about other people more. Stop stressing, because there's no point. And there'll be news soon. Have patience. Anyways, I love you all. Good night.